Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, a special guest here. But first, let's take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and the hard-working crew up there are working on our everyday comfort needs. And folks, it's hot. High today here on the coast is 94, so inland is going to be like 96, 97. Our low is going to be down to 76. The water temperature at the pier actually went up a little bit more. It's 85.4. That's the hottest it's been in the Gulf all summer right now. It's going to get hotter too. It'll get on up there, but right now it's at 85.4. Take a look at our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get outdoors and do. We're looking at this Apalachicola to Bluntstown. The road over around Monday, looked at it, it really looks good. It's reading a 4 foot even this morning. Y'all know the river is getting right. It is right. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville, now it's actually bumped up that rain we had the other day. It's still, it's at 3.7, but it's sort of rising up a little bit. We had a heavy rain that came through out of the north, which is unusual this time, but it came in strong day before yesterday. A tide chart. Take a look at a tide brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. I'll repeat it like I did yesterday. What a great week to be doing some inshore fishing. Great tides. The high tide is 11:30 this morning, and the low is going to be tonight around right after midnight, about 12. Okay, so you got a great incoming tide and an outgoing tide. It's really strong. All right, we're going to take a break. Come back with our special guest. Okay, well, welcome back. Welcome back to the show, Miss Carrie Flowers.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back.
Good morning to Carrie. She was on the show. You looked it up. When was it?
July 19th, or 2019.
July 2019.
Yeah, so almost 3 years ago.
It's so neat to have somebody remember when they were on and look it up and all. So, all right, listen, that was 3 years ago. Right out, exactly 3 years ago, and I saw something on Facebook the other day that I'm headed back home or something, and I said, we got to get that girl back on the show because you were so delightful last time. All right, tell the folks a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and a little bit. So.
Okay, so I'm originally from Florida, Bristol, Florida, and I'm 35 years old. In 2005, I got in a car accident that left me paralyzed, but that did not slow me down. I still went to college. I learned how to drive that following, it was like April of 2005. And then as soon as I got back from rehab, I went and learned how to drive, went to Florida State. Got a degree in environmental science, but I became a teacher. So I taught for 4 years in Liberty County at W.R. Toller, and then I've been in Texas for the past 6 years. That's where I'm coming home from. I decided to move back to Florida because the trip back and forth, I do it all the time from Texas. It's like 12 hours. So I'm moving back because family's all here, you know. So I'm tired of making that long trip, and I did apply for a job at the high school. I don't know if I have it yet, but I've interviewed, so I'm hoping I can teach there.
I'm going to interrupt right now. If you don't get hired in Liberty County, we're going to hire her in Bay County tomorrow. I promise you. We need a great teacher, but we'll find out. But you're back home.
Mm-hmm. And
yes,
sir.
Don't you love it when kids come back home? Her mom is back there behind the camera. I'm trying to get her to come on. Tell her what your mom does.
My mom is the librarian at Liberty County High School. That's the job. That's the school I'm trying to get a job at. Okay. So she actually retires next year. She wanted to retire a little bit early, but I told her no, she couldn't. Because if I get a job there, she's got to be there to show me the ropes.
So education is a big part of your family. Your dad?
Totally. He's a school board member. Yeah. He was an assistant warden, or is that what they call him? Yeah. I don't know. He did that for years. He retired from that, and he's been a school board member, I think, for like 15 years.
So outdoors is also a big deal with your family.
Oh yes, growing up in Liberty County, we live in the forest, right? So hunting and fishing, I did all that with Dad, and I've loved it. And I started camping a couple years ago by myself, and it's just grown from there.
And we're talking about all the outdoor activities, all the different things you can do. And here's Carrie, and her situation, she just loves to camp and takes care of everything herself.
Mm-hmm. And
What?
3 years ago, whenever I was here, I was just tent camping, but I wanted a teardrop camper, so I have that to share with y'all.
See what happened? You kept on.
Kept going.
We were talking about that, from going from a tent to that little teardrop camper. Real quick, just tell in a minute or two about the Texas experience. What all were you doing out there?
Texas, I pretty much just was busy with work because I taught for 6 years out there. And throughout all those years, I taught 6th, 7th, and 8th. But my last 3 years, last year I had just 8th grade, which I like 8th grade. So I'm excited about maybe teaching high school because I want to go up. I like the older ones. And I coached volleyball and basketball for 5 years while I was there, and I did track last year.
Awesome.
Because I took over the coordinator position for our science department at the junior high, because we had 4 science teachers there, and so I kind of dealt with budget and all that, learned a little bit about that. So I quit volleyball and basketball, but I picked up track because I needed a little extra income.
You stayed active.
Yes, I did. And it was fun. I learned a lot, and I really love track.
Yeah. That's funny. I coach the same thing you coach, and it is enjoyable. We're going to take an early break because I have a lot of pictures that Carrie's going to share with her on the camping experience and all the traveling she's been doing. So we'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and Miss Carrie Flowers, our guest this morning, driving all the way up from Liberty County and teaching and doing all kind of exciting things. And I just love her because of her attitude and how she's recovered from an accident, just kept on. And we got some pictures here. We're going to share some of these pictures, Carrie.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. Tell us about them.
Okay, so this one right here, me and Mom were actually in Colorado, and this was the moment whenever I realized, hey, I have my Subaru and my teardrop camper. So goals were met, so I was pretty excited.
Okay.
Me and Mom, we had started our trip from Florida. That overpass there, we're actually in New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
Like right downtown. It was called like a French Quarter RV park or something. It was pretty cool.
All right.
And that is actually us on that same trip. We were at the Garden of Gods in Colorado.
What a trip.
And we were somewhere close to Denver. I think they called this oh my gosh, I don't remember, but it's a paved trail they have that goes along that river that you can actually use in a wheelchair. So yeah, it was long. We didn't make it all the way down.
There's the outfit.
This was, I don't remember what state we were in, but it was on this long trip because we went from Florida to Texas all the way to Big Bend National Park, West Texas, and then we went up. And so this may have been Texas, I don't remember, but that was Colorado.
What a great picture.
Yeah, I was trying to get a picture of my car in a cool place for the Subaru people.
Cool girl and a cool car.
And this was South Dakota, I believe, the Badlands. This was on our same trip this past summer that me and Mom went on. And same, I think, Badlands still. Mount Rushmore, that was on Mom's bucket list. So
That's on my bucket list.
You got to go do it.
You beat me to it.
It was cool, and we cheated here. We weren't staying in the teardrop camper. We went and got a hotel so we could do laundry and bathe, you know.
Well, how long were y'all on this trip?
It was, I think, 2.5 weeks or so.
Okay.
We went a really long way. It took us 2 days to get to West Texas, you know, because Texas is so huge. It was really cool at night, and there's a redo. This is inside my camper.
How you like that little teardrop camper?
I love it. It's just inside. On each side, there's cabinets like that. And I have no AC. It's just a fan up top. But this is the back part. So whenever you open the back
here.
Yeah, and I've got I have a propane tank that's to the front of it, and so I have 2 little burners back there.
So that's built in it then?
Yeah. And you just lift that up, and there's a little sink there, and I put my little ice chest, and I have storage cabinets there.
That's all you need.
It's pretty cool.
And you have your bananas.
Yep.
Eat a banana every day. It'll be 104.
This was actually at Mexico Beach. The El Governor, they have their campground back up, and we used to go there a lot. So this was, I think, a year or so ago.
Yes.
And it was
a
fun.
Great location.
This is another tent that I had. I didn't have this last time I came on here, I don't think. This was a tent Big Agnes gave me. And so I put that little mat down, and I can actually roll my wheelchair in there, and that's where I leave my wheelchair, and that's my dog bed, my dog's bed in there, and then my suitcase, and you can zip that part up. So it's kind of like a little carport for my wheelchair.
I love it. I love that.
This is, I went camping in Texas, and it was gonna rain the next night, so I was like, nope, I'm getting in my car. So I put my car all the way flat, because since it's a Subaru, it goes all the way flat. So that's my little Big Agnes setup, where my sleeping bag goes to my pad, so you don't fall off of it. And man, this was so cozy. I just loved it.
You're adaptable.
Yes, and it rained. It rained the next morning and that night, and I was so happy. I was not. That was before I got it all fixed up. The one you just saw was me in it, and I got it all organized. But that was out of the back. This Chisos Basin campground, I'm never supposed to share it because it's like a diamond in the rough people don't know about.
Oh yeah.
But it is the most beautiful place I have ever camped. It's like, you know, Avatar, the movie, the floating mountains or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That's what it reminded me of trying to do it. This was car camping. That was all my stuff, and you see how happy I am camping.
Oh yeah. And what about that view?
That is window view, I think is what it's called, but that's at Chisos Basin, I think, Big Bend area, and it was absolutely beautiful, very beautiful. And that's me and Mom.
What a great mom you have going on that trip. I know y'all had a special trip. Okay. Well, that takes care of that set of pictures, and we've got all kind of cool things going on. One of the things you're telling me, and I love this, you're in the process of putting a book together. Tell me about that.
Yes. So me and my friend Haley Bodiford in Florida, we actually started a business not too long ago where we found out we can publish books on Amazon. So we do like journals and things like that. Well, then I've always wanted to write my own book. So I was like, we can publish my book. So I will have my book done by April of next year.
Okay.
Because that will mark 18 years that I was not in a wheelchair, and then 18 years I am in a wheelchair.
Awesome.
So I'm going to title it Half-Life, and there'll be some science stuff in there that I intermingle in with that, you know, half-life of elements. I'm going to make
cool.
it nerdy.
So you're going to talk about your life in general up to 18, and then when you had...
And I'll probably really hit on a lot of my travels and stuff, you know, and how I've overcome a lot of that stuff, because that little teardrop camper, like, it's really small, you know, the smaller the campers are, the harder, it's not going anywhere, and it's like backing it up. And it's so hard, and I still, every time I go camping, it's like you want cool toys like that until you get there and you got to back it up. You're like, why do I own this toy? Because it's so hard, you know. But I'm getting better at it, and I want to talk about things like that, because it's scary doing those kind of things, but you got to force yourself to do them. And then, you know, I just hauled that camper around, just me and Mom, you know, over 1,000 miles. So.
Yeah, this is why I wanted her to come back on when I saw her when she was headed back to home. I said, I got to get her back on because she's so uplifting with her, you know, her smile, her attitude, and positive things, and she's going to be a great teacher. Like I say, you let us know if you don't get hired in Liberty County. We'll find
I will.
Bay County.
I will, most certainly.
And, you know, to overcome the obstacles that she's had to do, and then we have this kind of attitude, and you're just uplifting, and what a testimonial you are to so many folks and all. We're going to take a break, and now listen on your book before we take the break. On your book, you're going to do a hardcover publish. You're going to publish online. How do y'all do it?
It'll be through Amazon. Okay. It'll probably be paperback. It's more expensive to do hardcover, and that makes the book more expensive.
But it's going to be in print.
It'll be in print, yes,
Yeah, okay.
And there will probably be a Kindle version as well. But no, I definitely want to print some.
Okay.
And it's cool how we do it through Amazon. You just go and it's their Prime, so you just order it and it prints and it sends it right to you.
Amazing?
It is very cool.
That's cool. All right, we're going to take a final break. We have some more pictures to share with you and some more stories from Carrie, so we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So, Carrie Flowers, we're glad to have her the second time on Panhandle Outdoors. We're glad, again, you're going to come on more.
I will.
We're talking about teaching. Now, what are you going to be qualified to? Well, let me do that fishing game.
Okay.
Then we'll get started. Blue water outriggers, I got a time right here, 139 to 239 and then 212 to 412. Okay, thank you to our friends down at Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. All right, so tell us about your teaching certificate and all that.
So I have always been certified in space and earth science in Florida. That was the first certification test I ever took. And then I had certification in, I think it's 5th through 9th grade general science here. In Texas, I think it's 6th through 9th there, but I just took, it's a test I don't think many people take.
You said the hardest test you ever took?
It is the first I took it, this was the second time I had to take it. The first time I failed it by 2 points. So that's literally like one question away. Oh. And once I failed that, the first time I went and took the general, like for the middle school, you know, and they were like, why didn't you take that? You were so close. And the second time I just took it, I remembered as soon as I rolled out of the room, I was like, that's why I didn't take it, because I feel stupid after it, you know, like it's so hard. But I passed it by a couple points. Mm-hmm. So that certifies me into, I can teach physics, chemistry, biology, environmental science, and I think astronomy. And I mean, I already have space and earth and space science here, but yeah, that I can kind of teach everything.
Okay, that's awesome. We've already talked before you came on the show. We're going to squeeze outdoor education in there somehow. Mm-hmm. Like one class of it, maybe in Liberty County schools, all right?
Yeah.
We're going to talk to folks up there. Okay, we got some more pictures. Okay, and these are just email. We just got them, so they're going to be right up with email. So talk about this first one right here.
Okay, so this is me and my sister. I'm in that kayak in the back, and my sister's in the front. This was when we went camping in Mexico Beach. That picture of the camper. Okay. We went kayaking in the bay kind of area. Mom was with us too, but I didn't have a picture of her that I found easy.
That's great.
But that was fun, and then that's my sister. We went down to the beach on Sunset, so she was like, catch me holding this.
She's strong.
Yep.
Let me see. We have to get back to it. Hold on a minute. Give us some technology problems. Okay. Keep talking while we set this up.
And then, so the next pictures that are coming, this was something really cool. I went to Colorado, I think it was 2 years ago, and they do it every September. COVID put a stop on it the last year or so. Mm-hmm. But it's teams of 5, and there is one person on each team that is in a wheelchair, and so that would have been me. And then you have 4 other people, and 3 of them are completely able-bodied, and you have another person with a disability that they could be blind, they could, have, impaired hearing, anything that, they're still pretty mobile though, per se. And we go to, it's 2 days of racing.
2 days?
2 days of racing. You camp. There's like a little ranch that you camp at there, and you raft down the Colorado River, and there's cycling, and obviously I'm in the bike during the cycling portion. Oh, that's great. And then there's hiking parts that they're in, but I still am in the bike. And they help, and then I get to zip line. The person in a wheelchair we hauled up a big mountain, and then you zip line it down it if you're in the wheelchair, and other people rappel down it and stuff. Like, it's really pretty cool. It was the funnest thing I've ever done.
How cool is that?
So I'm trying to get my sister, if they're doing it this year, I hope to get my sister back, and I'm going to have her on my team, and I'm excited. It was fun.
We're talking about doing outdoor activities and all. Sometimes where people say, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. I mean, take a look at that, what you just saw, her being able to do all this stuff.
Well, and I was weak. I bought this fancy watch, and it counts my rolls, so I started working out a little bit. I'm still kind of weak, but maybe I'll do better.
That's good. Then when you decided to move back to Florida, this is the picture I saw on Facebook, and I realized she was headed back. Tell us about this. This is funny.
So I was camping a while back, and I saw somebody, they had written on the back of their car, just married, and put their Cash App there. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to try it. Everybody talks about teachers being underpaid.
They are.
Yes. And so, and I added there, I didn't even write this. I had my friend's son, he's kind of like a nephew to me. They decorated it and wrote all over it, and like, good luck and love you. And my Venmo was on the back. I didn't get a picture of that, but I ended up getting $500.
You're kidding.
Most of those came off of Facebook, though. I think
Okay.
not many people not many strangers fell for it. But
That is funny.
hey, it helped with gas. Gas prices are so expensive, and I said if I had any left over, it'd go to the classroom. You know.
That's awesome. All right, what about this picture?
This was another Garden of the Gods, and that is Mom.
Okay.
She was there. You did it
Okay.
again.
We're awesome again. Yeah, so,
And then I think there's just one more,
Okay.
and I think that was me at the Garden of Gods again.
okay. Okay, well, I'll show it later.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've got a minute or two left. We've had a great 6 years and
Mm-hmm.
back home.
Back home, yep.
Now, what do you want to do outdoors when you're back home? What's some outdoor things you want to do?
Well, and one of the reasons I did want to move back is because every Christmas and Thanksgiving and spring break I was coming home.
Yeah.
So now I have my teardrop here and I can go up north because like the East Coast and like the north kind of 13 colonies, I haven't really done those. So I want to get that way. But Winnebago, this is my new goal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Winnebago came out with it's a van, but it's called the Roam, R-O-A-M,
Yeah.
and it has a lift on it. It's made for wheelchair
Awesome.
accessibility people, and they have like a cabinet where it lowers down, and that's my next goal.
That's cool.
I want that next.
Just speaking from a teacher, real quick, being a teacher, how do you feel about being a teacher?
Oh, some days are good and some days are really hard. No, but it's really cool. And so in Texas, 8th graders, they take a STAR test. It's like what used to be FCAT here, FSA, I don't know what y'all call it anymore. And we got our scores back. I haven't seen them, but I have heard we scored better than the state of Texas.
Yay.
So I'm pretty excited about that. And it was really kind of cool getting the kids, because we ended up turning it into like a space theme and putting them on different groups, you know, in our review stuff, and they really kind of bought in. So teaching is really changing what you do and getting the kids to buy in.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Then
I
you
know
can be successful.
I know you have been and will continue to be a great teacher, and looking forward to keeping up with you. We're about to run out of time, but thank you for coming down, your mom for being with us, and it's just special having you on, and we look forward to having you on again.
Thank you so much.
And let me know about that job situation.
I will. I'll keep you updated.
I know the folks over there too, and you got some pull, but if not, well, you can drive back and forth from Bristol down here.
I will.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good seeing you again.
You too.
home. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Real people doing real things. Y'all have a great day today. Enjoy the beautiful outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.